everyone, welcome back to the Marketing Nomad YouTube channel. I am the Marketing Nomad. Alrighty, so this is something that I've written in my book as well. My first book, 0 to 4 Figures, Lessons Learned by a Broke CEO. And this is something that I have been diligently following for at least 4 years now out of my 6 years of entrepreneurial journey. Now, when I started out on this journey, I kind of got too immersed into it, as I think it's a very normal route. You know, there's so much that we've risked to kind of take this path. It is not the normal path, so there's a lot of fear. So we tend to kind of deeply immerse ourselves into it, so much so that I think that the boundary between work life and personal life kind of blurs out until and unless you are conscious about it, and then it becomes a lifelong intentional effort that you have to do. Even to this day, there's so much of intentional effort that I'm putting in so that there's a very strict boundary between my work life and my personal life. And so during the course of the first 2 years of my entrepreneurial journey, one thing that I realized was I was not taking care of myself. All right, and even though I would kind of have it in my mind that, okay, we're gonna do this particular self-care activity today, it just would never happen. Something would pop up in my business and I would just, maybe in my mind, I guess the way that I perceived it was not too high of a priority because there were other things in my business that took precedence in my mind at that point in time. And so weeks and weeks would go by before I even did any kind of self-care activity. And it was starting to affect my mental and my emotional health, and it was starting to make me feel like my entire life was my business and I wasn't taking care of myself. And it starts showing up in sneaky signs. I was starting to fall sick a lot more. I was starting to get more and more frustrated with my work. I would have like these emotional breakdowns as well. And I realized that, hey, I'm not taking care of myself. There are some things that have to be non-negotiable with respect to my self-care and the time that I give myself. And so this was an idea that I had. This was about 4 years ago. I was like, okay, you know what? Everything that's on my work calendar, it's a non-negotiable. Like, I end up doing it because there's something about it being a work calendar that makes you want to do it. And it's kind of like it's there on the calendar. I have to do it. So why not I put my self-care activities over there? And I did it, and it absolutely changed my life. Even to this day, it is a part of my work calendar, even though it has nothing to do with my business. I guess I would say it has everything to do with my business. Like, even though other people may perceive it to be nothing to do with my business, I think that it does correlate to my business. All right, well, at least that is what I'm giving myself as an excuse for putting it on my work calendar, but it has done absolute wonders for me. Like, this is a very, very small change, but the repercussions of it was just so big. Now, this is one of the ways that it has helped me. First off, regardless of what is going on in my work, there is something on my calendar with respect to self-care, and I will do it because it's on my work calendar. So it's kind of like I am putting precedence in my mind for that particular activity. I'm no longer putting it at the bottom of my task list and then it just fades away and I never get to it. All right. The second reason why this works is it has kind of become a routine that I just automate in my systems. Like, for example, if you use Google Calendar and you want to do, like for me, I have my hair oil mask twice a week, all right? I just schedule it. That's it. It's there on my calendar. I don't even have to manually add it in. I just wake up that day, it says hair oil mask. That's what I do. I do it, and that's pretty much it. That's me giving myself that time. I even have, believe it or not, I even have something called stickers. I just put it over there, stickers with an exclamation mark and like a big smiley face. I think I'll put a picture of it over here if I can. I'll see. But it's just stickers, exclamation mark and a big smiley face. And that is time that I give myself to search for stickers online, print it out, cut it, even do the edges of it for some reason. Sometimes I want a curved edge for those stickers rather than like a rectangle. And that's pretty much it. That's like my self-care activity. That's my hobby time. That's my self-care time. And it's there on my work calendar. As crazy as it may sound, it's actually helped me give that time to myself. It has become part of my day-to-day activity to look at it and say, okay, well, that's self-care and it's on my calendar, so I have to do it. And I think the scheduling part of it kind of takes my emotions out of it. So sometimes, even if I feel like, oh, okay, there's so many things that are on my plate, I'm stressed out, I'm like, no, we have self-care for that reason. And previously, like in the first 2 years of my entrepreneurial journey, if I was overwhelmed with work, that's actually pretty much the time that you're supposed to be taking care of yourself, right? But given that I was so stressed out about work, or I was just like so involved in what was happening in the work, I would kind of neglect it because I'd be like, oh, I'm so stressed out about work. That's what I should focus on. I'm going to go completely deep into that. But now my mindset's changed because it's on my work calendar. I'm like, yeah, regardless of whether you're stressed or not, or whatever is on your plate, this is time that you have to dedicate for yourself. It's there on your work calendar. Let's take some time out for this today. All right, so that is one big change that I've made that has helped me so much. Like, self-care can be anything and everything that is about taking care of yourself. For some of you, it could be maybe spending some time journaling, meditation, it could be hobbies, it could be, like, for me, it's stickers, right? I'm just so obsessed with stickers at this point in my life. But yeah, that could be it. It could be, stitching, hobbies, like I said, anything. Could be taking some time to learn a new dance step, learn a new song to sing. It could also be just sitting with yourself. That's it. That's pretty much it. Watching your favorite show, sitting in your pajamas, maybe getting a warm cup of coffee or tea. I don't drink coffee, so tea for me, and just like sitting with yourself, like all bundled up and feeling good and nice and cozy. That could be it as well. Whatever it is, put it on your work calendar and you will see how you actually put it into your life. Because I don't know what it is about the work calendar. There's something about it that kind of it kind of switches a button in your brain that, oh, we have to do it. It's on the work calendar, we have to do it. Put it on your personal calendar, you'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever. I guess it's just that work calendars, there's a lot more seriousness to it, and there's a kind of pressure that you subconsciously put on yourself with respect to your work calendars. At least I do. I've noticed it with other people as well. There's just something about it that, okay, if it's on my work calendar, it has to be done. So for some of you, self-care could be even, going out with your friends, making that a regular routine. That could also be it as well. So how you define self-care really depends on you, but put it on your calendar, put it on your work calendar. Make sure that it's an actual activity, because whether you know it or not, it does directly impact the level to which you show up for your business. It might not directly, you might not directly see results, but at the end of the day, it does affect how you show up for your business. So that's my justification. It could just be me, and it could just be me justifying myself. But if I want to talk about it from a more subconscious point of view, it just switches something in your mind. When it's on your work calendar, you actually make time for it. So like I said, for me, there's so many different things that go into self-care. It goes as detailed as maybe I want to use a particular, I want to spend some time just with myself, and I maybe want to dress up, even that goes in my self-care, because to me that is part of my self-care. So as much as possible, detail it out, schedule it out. Once a month or once a week, I'm gonna dress up, I'm gonna look my absolute best, and I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have fun. That's your self-care, put it out there. Once a week, I'm going to do my nails, I'm gonna spend time with myself. Or once in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go for a spa treatment. Put it on your work calendar. Trust me, you will actually implement it into your life. It becomes something that you have to do versus something that's okay, I'm gonna see if I have the mood for this. No. And the thing about self-care is, when you start out doing it, it's possible that you might not necessarily feel like you're into it, maybe because you're stressed out about something else, or maybe in that given period of time you would have maybe done some work to make yourself feel better. But the more you engage in that energy, 10 minutes, all right, 10 or 15 minutes in, you're gonna feel so good about yourself. It's going to uplift you, because that's why it's your self-care activity, right? So I highly recommend this. This is something that I've been doing for 4 years plus, and this week in particular, especially when you're going through emotional highs and lows with respect to business. And of course, if you have your own business, it's always like swinging from one extreme to another. Rather than running with those emotions, just have fixed self-care time just for yourself. Regardless of what is going on with your business, this is time that you are dedicating to yourself. And you're telling yourself that, hey, no matter what happens in my business, this is time for me. I take priority. My self-care, my health, my well-being takes priority over whatever is happening in my business. Also, it helps you to segregate your business with yourself as well, all right? So it's a very subconscious thing that happens, I think. But for me, absolute wonders. The reason why I decided to talk about this today is this week. Today is Wednesday, but like, look at this. Washing my hair is actually part of my self-care routine, and it aligns with me showing up for my business, like the videos that I do and so on and so forth. And it is actually scheduled on my self-care. I don't even have to manually put it in. No, it's scheduled twice a week. We're doing a hair oil mask. We are, completely immersing ourselves with that. That is the self-care that we're giving ourselves, and we're washing our hair. It's going to be amazing. We're going to feel good after this, like peppy and nice and awesome. Yeah, that's in my self-care calendar. And I have noticed that when I did not do it, and there was a phase in between, I think 2 years ago, when I did not do all of this, my self-care routine was absolute chaos. There was no structure to it. I would feel very lost, even if I was doing my hair oil mask. I was doing it out of panic. It wasn't structured at all. It wasn't a proper routine that I could fall back on and give me that sense of comfort, whereas now it really is. It's part of my routine. It's scheduled. If it's there on the calendar, it's something that I'm going to do. It takes out the mental fatigue of making these decisions for yourself. Like sometimes, you might be going through a really difficult time, and I've been through this as well. Sometimes you could be really going through a difficult time, and you may not have the mental or emotional capacity or energy to even schedule out self-care activities for yourself. That's when, this pre-scheduled tasks, just put it on your calendar, schedule it out, the frequency that you're looking for, once every 10 days, once every 15 days, or once a month, once a week, whatever it is, frequency, figure out the frequency that you feel comfortable with. You can always adjust it over time, and then make sure that it is scheduled out. So even if you don't have the emotional and mental capacity to figure out what you want to do in that particular day to help you feel better, it's already there on your schedule. That's time dedicated for you to specifically feel better about whatever it is that you're going through at that point in time, or just feel better in general about life, all right? And so that also takes out a lot of my mental fatigue, decision fatigue as well. It's completely out of the picture with respect to my self-care activities. So how you would go about this is make a list of all the self-care activities that you want to do in a given period of time. For some of you, it's maybe in a month, in a week, maybe in a quarter. You want to do something at least once every quarter. Whatever it is, write it all down, all right? So how this is a way that you can kind of do. Maybe in a piece of paper, just like once a day. Like if there are any activities that you want to do once a day, once every 3 days, once a week, once every 14 days, that's every 2 weeks, then once a month, so on and so forth. Like list out frequencies first, and then write down the activities. So maybe once a day you want to soak You want to soak your feet just before you sleep because that helps you sleep better, or maybe because it calms your nervous system down. Whatever your reasons are, that's completely fine, but maybe you want to do that once a day, like right before you sleep. Put that on once a day frequency. Then maybe every 3 days, like for example, I want to do a hair oil mask. So it's not Monday and Thursdays for me. No, it's once every 3 days we're doing a hair oil mask. So I put that frequency as once every 3 days, and then you schedule it out on your calendar. Then, for example, once a week you want to go out with your friends. You want to dedicate that time. For me, there was a given period of my time, like about I think 1.5 years, where I would not step out of my house unless someone invited me somewhere, and that would be like weeks and weeks before I even went out with my friends or anything like that. That was a period of time where, of course, I was going through a really, really difficult time with my business, with my life. I was also like, my mental and emotional energy was just completely depleted. But now today, it's kind of like at least once a week we are going out. Like regardless of what is happening in your business, you are stepping out. You're going out, having fun. You're meeting people. You are, going out with your community of people. That is something that I have kind of on my list, and if it does not happen in that particular week, at least once in 2 weeks, I am dedicating that time. Like at least 3 hours of my Saturday goes into that. All right, so that's something that you can maybe do once a week, but for me in particular, yeah, this was something that was very challenging. Like go out at least once a week, like try a different restaurant at least once a week, or try a new place, new activity like bowling or badminton, so on and so forth. Like try a different activity at least once every week, like a different new activity. You can go even specific, like say, oh, let's book a badminton slot at least once a week and then schedule that out. You can do as specific as that, but otherwise it could be just try a new restaurant every single week. All right, that could be it. That could be your frequency for the week for self-care. For some of you, it could be shopping. Shopping, it does. Some people do feel good with shopping, window shopping. Some people do feel good. For me, it's not so much shopping, but for me, it's stickers. So every 15 days, I'm like searching on the internet, looking for really, really nice stickers. Or I've actually bought a couple of online stickers. So I have to kind of put that stickers onto a A4 Illustrator. Like I have to put it on an A4 sheet on Illustrator so that I can print it out and then I can cut it. So that by itself is like a whole activity for me. I absolutely enjoyed, and I do that every 15 days because that's when I finish using all my stickers, and then I've got to make a new batch for myself. So that could be it. For some of you, it could be making soaps for yourself. Whatever it is, I mean, go crazy. Absolutely go crazy with whatever, makes you feel good about yourself, good about your life. I mean, I feel like if you're not being intentional about this, it can slip by us. It can really, really slip by us, especially if you are that emotionally invested in your business, and that can become your entire life if you're not too careful. It's happened multiple times in the last 6 years for me, so much so that now I'm very, very conscious when it starts slipping into becoming my entire identity or taking over my entire life. So this is one way that helps me keep that in control. I'm not saying that it will never happen, like, my business taking over my life. No, I'm only human, but there are steps that I do take to help me minimize that from happening, or at least slow down the process enough for me to notice and say, hey, no, something's off about here. Let's step in and, set boundaries for ourselves. All right, so this has been an absolute game changer for this. I swear by this method. Like, it has worked wonders for me. Adding self-care activities, and be as specific as possible. Figure out the frequency, figure out the activity, put it on your calendar. Be as specific as possible. Like for me, it's stickers. It's not hobby or whatever makes you happy. No, it's stickers and then an exclamation mark, and put an emoji there as well to like hype you up. There's also stitching, craft work if you want. I'm thinking if there's anything else. Yeah, it's mostly stickers for me. It's mostly stickers, or just surfing on the internet for washi tapes for myself, or like journaling equipment. I guess I'd say like stationery. Yes, wow, okay, like stationery, like that also is part of my self-care. Put that in, whatever it is, or whatever whimsical things that helps you makes you feel better, whatever it is to take care of yourself. Spa treatment every month, massage every month, or massage every 3 months, whatever it is. Figure out the frequency, figure out the activity, put it on your calendar, schedule it out. All right, so that you don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just something that you just show up, and that day it's on your calendar, you do it. All right, it really, really helps. I know that, especially when you may have other responsibilities, the frequency might reduce, but it's still there on your calendar. It's still time that you're giving yourself. And I feel like if you're not, I have it on my wall actually, hold on, let me actually look for it so that I will actually read it out to you. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Yes, it's there. Okay, it's a pink color, like on a post-it note. If you can't dedicate time for yourself, then whose life are you living? This is an actual quote. Like it's a question that I have it on my wall, and I would want to extend that question to you as well. If you can't dedicate time for yourself, then whose life are you living? And very often than not, everything else kind of overwhelms us and kind of can take precedence. So we have to put our foot down and say, no, I'm giving myself this time. No, I understand that you're important, but whatever it is, situation, experience, person. I understand relationships, whatever it is. I understand that you're important, but this is me time. This is time that I need to give myself to take care of myself. And this is your life that you're living. You get to give yourself that time. You have to give yourself that time. You can make any number of excuses, or I understand sometimes life does get that hectic, life does get that busy, but at the end of the day, you will have to take a call for yourself. You have to put your foot down and say, no, you know what? I understand that there is panic and urgency for certain situations that I'm going through that can consume my entire being, but it is up to me to decide that I will give myself this time. And so sometimes you're not able to go through that mental thought process. I've been through that a couple of times as well, where I just don't have the mental energy to fight with myself and like argue and say, no, we have to give ourselves self-care. So that's when it's on my calendar. If it's on my calendar, I have to do it. I will do it. All right. So it kind of eliminates the fighting, the negotiation that goes on with yourself to prioritize yourself as well. All right. I really hope that this helps. It has helped me so much. I hope that this can be a starting point for you to see what works for you. And I really, really hope that, you can give yourself intentional time to take care of yourself, to do whatever makes you happy, to add whimsy into your life, to make it as whimsical, as happy, as maybe even caring for yourself as possible. All right. So self-care can be different definitions. What self-care for you is probably different for me. What's for me might be different for someone else. So find whatever you feel makes you feel nourished, makes you feel cared for, makes you feel loved, because you get to give that love to yourself. And I say you get to because it's a privilege, it's a blessing, and I wish for you to take on that privilege and that blessing for yourself. Alrighty, so this is where I'll leave you for today. I really hope that this video helped you in some way. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that tells you every single time I do upload a YouTube video. Take care, I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.